Here we are at part 15 of my video walkthrough for Final Fantasy II. I have to apologize today if my voice sounds a little different. I think I'm developing a cold or something. But anyway, doesn't really matter. Our goal here is to go to Deast, which if we head back over here to Palam, we'll find this nice lady who will offer to take us to Deast. So alright, that was pretty easy there. I was kind of wondering how we were going to sail over there. So cool, we got a ship now. This is awesome. Doo-doo, sailing on the water. Huh? What? Oh, she's a pirate. How stupid were we? But that fight's super easy. After defeating all the pirates, Leela, the pirate captain, will join you, and we'll get her pirate ship. Yes! So now we can sail freely on the oceans anywhere we want. But let's go check Leela out here. She uses daggers and swords, so give her that Mangoush that we found, and give her one of Frynal's mithril swords, which means you'll have to decrease Frynal's attack power. But since he's the white mage anyway, he'll be alright. Let's hook her up with some armor and whatnot. Offhands don't really matter. She starts with Bolt at rank 2, and I like to go ahead and buy an ice spell before I left Altair, and go ahead and give her an ice spell too. That way she can be a backup caster in case we need it. Alright, now that we got the boat and sail around, what we want to do is head to the south until we hit land, and then head due east. There's this little channel around these, through the land here that will get us from the inner sea to the outer sea. Now that we're in the outer sea, what we want to do is sail all the way south until we wrap around the world and run into the snowy mountains that are north of Salamon. Remember where the ice cavern was? Well, we're going to be in the water north of that right now. So if we sail to the east until we run out of land and then follow the coast to the south, we will find the town of Bask, which is going to be our base of operations. Due east of Bask is the town of Deast, but before we head to Deast, we do have a little bit of leveling up we need to do. Remember that island that I talked about that we flew by on Sid's airship? That is the tropical island. And now is an excellent time to go do this. It's way ahead of time in the story, but our characters are the appropriate strength to be going in there. It's a little challenging, but you get powered up really good. If you try to head to Deast right now, you're going to get stomped. So, this is what I like to do. It's kind of out of order, but by the time we finish this, and you know, the other optional part that opens up after we do this, then we'll be pretty strong. Now the island is northwest of the snowy area. Make sure to look at your map a lot. I thought I'd throw this fight in here as a good example of why I've been leveling Bolt. These sea serpents suck. We just don't have the ability to really hurt them right now, so you just gotta smack them with a Bolt spell. I mean, that's all there is to it. Yeah, make sure to use your map to find the tropical island. I don't really know how to explain it all that well. It's like northwest of Salamon, if you can kind of picture that in your head. There we go. Alright, finally. Let's go in here and rock. Now, like I said, this place is challenging. It's kind of hard. You're not going to have an easy time. I think I had to leave at least, you know, I was just run out of magic and I had to leave at least 10 times before I actually went through the whole thing. But that's cool. You getting stronger. As long as you're getting stronger, you will make it to the bottom. Wanted to throw this in as an example. This is one of the first times that we run across these stupid jelly enemies. They can't be hurt by physical attacks. Well, at least it's really hard to. So you're gonna have to beat them. You're gonna have to spell them. I think the red ones are weak to bolt, and the yellow ones are weak to fire. So, what can you do? This will probably be one of the first dungeons that your black mage actually runs out of MP. Unless you just happen to run across a lot of turtles in Cassian Castle. But, there was that. Yay, another high potion. That gives us 2. Let's go ahead and hook Final up with them, just in case we need them. Now, our main objective when we first come into here is there's a shop in the middle of this dungeon, which sells some really good stuff. We're going to need that stuff to be able to make it through here, because right now we're a tiny bit weak, so stuff's probably going to just, like, beat on us real hard. But the flip side to that is we'll get tons and tons of HP ups. Yes, particularly those deadhead enemies. Make sure to watch out for them. The dead ringers are some old school enemies, but anything that's smacking us for 100 when we only got 300 hit points, yeah, that's not cool. Woohoo! See, look at that. 3 characters got a hit point up off that fight. So, anyway, let's move on here. It's kind of a big maze. I really don't like this place. It's hard to, like, navigate your way through, but fortunately I had a map. Maps are great. So I highly recommend you go find a map on the internet or something if you don't already have one. Anyway, B2, here we go. When we head up here, you see this staircase that's right here. Let's grab this stummer stop, and we want to head down here, because this leads to the shop. The other way leads way deeper into the dungeon, and where all like the treasures and whatnot are. But we really need to hit this shop up first, so let's head this way. It's kind of a one-way path, which can't really get too lost. Alright, another example fight. Here's red mooses and yellow jellies. And for reference, the red mooses are tougher than the yellow jellies. The yellow jellies you can beat down. Like, if one of your guys hits a critical hit, it'll probably kill him. The red mooses, you're going to have to get 2 or 3 critical hits to kill, so you definitely want to spell those guys. The Crescent Sword in Final's offhand is actually kind of useful, especially on these things, because even though you're not doing any damage to them, you can still put them to sleep. So. This is also excellent for raising up Maria's MP. Since, you know, some of these fights you're going to be casting 2 or 3 spells just to, like, kill these stupid things. Oh, another note that just popped into my head real quick. Leela is left-handed. Remember that when you're giving her equipment, that her right hand is her offhand, not her left hand like everybody else. So. Alright. So you got an MP up there. Moving on. Yay! It's the town of funny, weird critter things that all wear masks. But the different colored one here in the corner is our shopkeeper. And here's the things that he sells. Which I think I was just kind of looking at them right here at first. But we want to hook ourselves up with 1 demon axe, 1 demon spear, and 3 sets of ruby plate. The ruby plate is nice light armor, but has way better defense than the silver plate we've been running around with. So, and also, Gus gets an extreme attack power upgrade here, going from 67 to 84. So that is like awesome right there. Almost 20 points increase in attack power. So now, Gus can just like beat stuff down. He can destroy it, and we're not going to be getting stomped so bad by those deadheads. We now have what we need, the equipment that we need to make it through this place. Still don't quite have the skills, but you'll gain those as you work your way through. After buying everything, I like to just go ahead and warp out, head back to Basque, you know, rest up, sell off our old stuff and whatnot. You know, like I said, there's no reason to rush it. No reason to get yourself killed. So this is kind of a slow part in the game. But Deist is really hard. You need all this power. So let's just head back over here. Decided to go ahead and stop by the item shop and sell off some stuff. Head in the inn here and rest up and save, and I'll see you next part.